Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
What's up, everybody? We got Friday Face-Off for y'all today. Friday Face-Off. Sometimes we take controversial topics. Sometimes Vex and I, we kind of go at it a little bit. Usually, I would say we're pretty much on par most of the time. However, today I want to talk about something. I want to talk about something that I think will be relevant to a lot of people at the grassroots level of youth hockey, and that is how to create change on a micro level with where you're at. How do you create change? And how this came about, Jeffrey J. Hulavecchio, is actually when we're recording this. Yesterday, I held a hockey director, hockey leadership seminar through AHI, which is the USA Hockey affiliate arm of USA Hockey. And we did it in joint partnership with the Blackhawks. So always great to be able to add the NHL team in it for a lot of different reasons. Number one, it's, brand. It's huge. Everybody knows the Blackhawks and wants to be involved, but also they have a lot of great people doing great things in their youth department. And they were able to collaborate with us on this. And so we brought all of the hockey directors or presidents. We kind of asked for one representative from each club to come in, and we did a seminar. I brought in some guest speakers, a couple people from the NHL, a couple people from USA Hockey, a couple leaders in the youth space here in Chicago. And basically what we did is we did a lot of small group roundtable on different themes of, hey, what's going on here in Illinois? How can we help? What are the challenges? What are some solutions that you guys are doing on the ground floor? And I'll save other things for after you talk. But honestly, dude, the biggest thing is that there are so many good people in hockey, and we say this a lot. There's so many good people in hockey. Why is it so messed up? There's so many good people in hockey. Why is it so messed up? And what I've come to find in a lot of different areas is just people don't collaborate and talk to each other. Everybody's in a silo. Everybody's in their organizational silo, or whatever it may be, and everybody's kind of looking after, plan A, which is what they are, which they should be. But let's take a look at the whole of what's going on in the area as well, and what the challenges are, and how we can work together and collaborate to try and fix some of those issues. So it was really, really cool to get a lot of these hockey leaders in a room and just collaborate and share best practices, man. Like, hey, what are you doing in Chesterfield with different areas with your youth organization that we can do here in my group in Chicago, and just share and collaborate. And so I think that that's a great way to create change in an area, is to create this environment of collaboration, create this environment of togetherness. And obviously we're going to compete against each other on the ice, but off the ice, let's collaborate. That's what the Finns do the best. It's competition on the ice, collaboration off the ice. That's why the Finnish model, a big part of it, of why it's so good. But anyway, so want to hear your thoughts on, creating change through collaboration.
Well, I just love that you said, just getting people back to earth. Let's bring some people back down to earth here. All right. We're talking about youth hockey. We're talking about kids. We're talking about doing what's best for the kids. Yes, of course. When the game is being played, you want to win 100%. When the game's over, it's a kid's game. It's a bunch of kids playing. Let's be for the kids. Let's do what's best for the kids. And obviously collaborating. And for me, making St. Louis the best city for hockey players in the U.S., in the world, is a goal of mine, right? And that's a lofty goal. For that to happen, we need every organization in St. Louis starting working with the youngest players, all collaborating. What's working for you? What's working for you? What's not working for you? Being a gatekeeper is it's so stupid and bad form and selfish and unnecessary, and it just makes no sense to me. And if you love hockey and you love what the game did for you, why aren't we trying to share that and be at the NHL level, keep secrets. We're talking about millions of dollars. At the kids level, let's share everything that's working. Let's get every city to level up every program, because you're playing better competition, your team's getting better versus beating them 17-0 all the time, and it's just like helping other coaches in other places be better. Now, when your kids play at the higher levels together, the kids coming from that organization are better off. And there's just so many reasons, man. I saw that post and I was so excited, and I was so happy to see that you did that. And it's just really cool.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, the rising tide raises all boats. I finally have that saying down. I think I got it. I think I'm at 100 now. A
Usually they
rising
say
tide
ships,
raises
but
all
boats
boats.
works.
So if again, like the sharing and the collaboration, and I had a hockey director here in Chicago that was actually the one that brought the idea to me, being on the A-High board with USA Hockey. And it was like, hey, like people for the most part kind of get along, and there's good people. Like why does everybody keep throwing stones? Like, let's do something to bring people together. Let's do something to bring people together and share. And he does a great job with his program, and he knows other people that do great jobs with their programs. It's like, hey, like I'm willing to share. Like I'm willing to give everything I know for everybody in Chicago, and I want to know from other people. And it was just really, really cool to be able to watch people share best practices because everybody was open with it, and it was great. And it was really cool. We actually split up into 4 different small groups, and I brought in some like guest panelists to come and help facilitate that. So like one of the small groups, I had 2 NHL scouts come in that were former coaches that kind of talked about player development from that standpoint. I had an NHL skills coach and a USA Hockey goalie coach in one to talk about more of like the finer skills, and things like that. Then we had Dan Jablonic from USA Hockey and Pierre DeBar, who's just an unbelievable kind of leadership consultant, to talk about culture. And then myself and Greg Tam, we talked about just kind of like structure organizationally and what's going on in Illinois hockey. And it just like to hear everybody speak and collaborate, man, it's just, it's a reminder that there's so many good people in youth hockey. Why is it so messed up? Like, let's start talking to each other, not at each other,
Oh, woo. I like that. I mean, so what were like some of the best thing that happened last night? What was it?
Was it like the best idea or the best thing, or like
Just like you're like, wow, that was powerful tonight.
So there's two big goals. There were 2 big goals of mine in doing this. Okay. Like number 1 is outreach from our job at A-High. So like, we don't want to be in a silo either. We want to know what you guys are thinking. We want to know your challenges, and we want to kind of like understand so we can help to support you. Like there just needs to be a better ear to the ground for us. And so asking the questions and actually listening, and then seeing how we can help support the other people, that was number 1. And then the second thing, and I think we were able to do that. And then the second thing is just what we've been talking about. Honestly, it's just helping to create a better culture for hockey in Illinois through collaboration. And so again, you had a lot of these passionate hockey people who took a couple hours out of their night to drive 8 hours down into the city because of traffic to share their ideas and things like that. And it was really cool to just see people talk hockey and make each other better. And the vibe in the room was certainly one of like togetherness, which is not like, if you talk to people outside of Illinois, and I literally just asked somebody today, hey, what's like the vibe of what people think about Illinois hockey? And it's like, dude, so toxic. And so that's what we got to change.
I think the last 2 times that I coached there was multiple almost fights in the parking lot, in the rink, in the lobby. Both last 2 times with dads on teams from Chicago trying to fight a dad on our team. Like, wild, man. I was just like, what? Like, we're, coaching the game, you look down the corner, you see, a guy. Luckily, there was like an FBI agent on our dad on our team who was like, you need to leave the rink right now, or else like it's not going to be good for you, to the Chicago dad. I mean, it's just, and obviously that stuff happens everywhere. That's not only Chicago, but yeah, man. We got to do it. I got to get that going here in St. Louis, bro. Need it because it's toxic, dude. It's toxic here too. Like it's toxic everywhere. It's just we need to be doing this in every city, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And I think like at the end of the day, when you look at like trying to create change, it's got to start at the grassroots. It's got to start with the youngest kids. It's got to start at the grassroots, because that's where you can really see the momentum. I don't want to say like the older parents and the older kids are jaded. It's just what they know. This is what they've gone through. This is what they've seen,
Mm-hmm.
But like we always too often focus on like the top level or the oldest kids. when in reality, the more focus you put on like the bottom of the pyramid and the foundation of the development path, and you start that education, then that's a huge value add, I feel like, at the end of the day too.
Yeah. I mean, I see that in what I do working, especially with TPH. I have a few kids with TPH and even just like 07 AAA players where I started working with them when they were 15. So like a little bit younger. And 3-4 years later, now like seeing where they're at versus their peers, it's literally crazy. And I said, wow, like if we started like these types of developmental things when they were 10, like what does that look like now, and where are they at now versus starting things at 14, 15? I totally agree. And I couldn't love what you did last night more, man. And we need more of it. Let's go, peeps.
Let's go, baby. All right. Time's up. Share the show, everybody.
Share it.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.